Name Henry Bush McCoy III, work at Nucor Dalton, roll mill supervisor. Been there 11 years, married to LaShawna McCoy, 2 kids. Went to Hartsville High School, attended Francis Marion University for a while, but pretty much dropped out due to the birth of my son. Talked to my dad let me know right then and there it was time to step up, and that pretty much started my journey to Nucor. My dad set the foundation at an early age, just whatever you do, be your best at it. I heard about Nucor through a friend, Ryan Douglas. He'll often talk about Nucor. His dad worked at Nucor. And Billy Grant, pretty much uncle/family friend, worked at Nucor. I didn't know anything about Nucor. Nucor is probably 15 minutes away from where I grew up at, but I didn't know nothing about Nucor. To be honest, couldn't tell you what it was, didn't know it existed. And the whole process was, they had a hiring pool.
Interviewed him and really liked what I saw in the young man. And that was our first introduction, was the interview. After he walked out of the room, I said, man, we gotta hire him.
I meet Billy Grant, this guy that just seemed like he don't have a care in the world, just happy.
Man, he was talented, and he had, man, a great work ethic. He was a leader, and I don't think he really realized it, but I was supercharged about what his future could be.
Billy gave me a study guide. I was like, hey, if you do this, you'll be okay. And I've done a lot within that time frame I was with Nucor, but I wouldn't have done it without Billy pretty much giving me that guideline. And he never held my hand though, that's the biggest thing. He didn't give me this guideline, like, hey, I'm gonna make sure you know, no. It was several times I didn't follow the guideline. It was several times I got off track.
It was a challenge, but it was a good challenge. I mean, I would really get on him about some bad mistakes he made, but I said, let's step back and look, how else could you have done it?
You never truly prepare for stuff. But also when I'm faced with challenges, man, I don't have to stress myself out, because we all don't have the answer. I can always pick up the phone and call Billy. Hey, Billy, we having this situation, what you do? Yeah, I get texts from him. If we go a week without talking to each other, I get texts from him. Like, hey man, just checking on you whenever you ready to go. And you never know, like when you're having a bad day, you get those text messages let you know that, hey man, somebody thinking about you. I know what it means. He won't come out and tell me he missed me, but I know what it means. When you get a text about 9 o'clock at night, hey, if you want to go to lunch, we can go. I know that means he missed me. You told her you was meeting with me today?
Well, she said it was about time for us to have our lunch.
I know.
I told her I couldn't miss this one. It was your turn to buy.
Yeah, I know. One of the biggest things that I always remember though, when you found out I was a diehard Baltimore Orioles fan, that actually brought tears in my eyes, because you said you and your dad didn't have one of the best relationships, but one thing he did give you was back in the day when Coca-Cola put the World Series team that won it on the bottle, and you said he gave it to you because he was an Orioles fan. And right before you retired, you said, I got something for you, and you gave me that bottle. Some people that small, that mean the world to me, man. I felt like the social class I grew up in when I first started was not getting reached. I never thought like the race was not getting reached. I thought of the social class. The area I'm from, hey, you have different races, but I felt like that social class was not getting reached. It took me to be in my early 20s to realize what Nucor is, and it's right in the backyard. And to me, that was a problem. Like, I explained to everyone, I didn't see Nucor in my community growing up, which kind of led to you choosing the wrong role models at that time. That's why I push to do what I do now to help the kids and the youth, because it's easy to get caught up with the wrong role models.
Last year I taught a group of juniors that were not four-year college bound, and so I reached out to the school district and they brought Nucor in to me, and that included Henry on the first visit.
I was excited. I've known him for a while. I knew he'd be a really good role model for our students.
Because of people like Henry who come into this classroom and immerse themselves in these children, you just see a light in them maybe that the children didn't have before. They're so excited when they find out that he's on campus or that he's making a stop here.
Dad worked hard growing up, And sad to say, my dad was pretty much like the community handyman. He did carpentry, electrical work. My dad never really got a chance to showcase his true worth, I feel. So I know when I think about my opportunity at Nucor, I was like, man, if I achieved this much, so much, man, what would my dad have achieved if he had that opportunity? So what I do is I put his initials on my tools, so every time I go to the work floor, I take a part of him with me. I feel like throughout our life, we all search for what we are. But because of Nucor, I can say I really found out what I wasn't. I found out I wasn't a loser, a quitter, or a failure. I'm here in McCoy, Nucor Dalton Roll Mill 1 supervisor. I don't know how far I go with Nucor, but I also think of my dad, Doug, and Billy. And I know the goals and dreams that they had. And I don't know how far I go, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.